Kelly, who is the former coach of my alma mater, the Central Michigan Chippewas. I needed to mention the Chippewas because they were actually playing during our last podcast, episode 23, as they were playing on a Wednesday night, as they are again on a Wednesday night. They're playing Kent State right now. But last week, they were playing our arch rivals, Western Michigan, an ancient rivalry. In fact, there's a trophy now associated with the game because every college game in Michigan apparently has to have a trophy, or at least in the Big Ten. In the Midwest. It's the victory cannon for whatever reason. Neither school is a military school, and neither has anything to do with the Civil War. So I'm not really sure what a cannon has to do with anything. And I was texting Canopic, like, I mean, I drank a lot at college, but I can't believe I would completely black out and not know about a trophy associated with this ancient rivalry. And he assured me I did not black it out. They created this back in 2008, which was 10 years after I graduated. But Central, they played on a Wednesday night, which just, that's MACtion. The MAC kind of has made a name by playing on strange nights. They play on Monday, and they play on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. I think they started the whole thing and playing on Thursdays back in the day, just to get some exposure, because MAC teams aren't typically going to be on TV, or certainly not in prime time, but this is a way to get some exposure. But they never did that with the Central Western game, the big rivalry. And it just really annoyed me, seeing that crowd on a Wednesday night, cold Wednesday night in Kalamazoo. What college student is going to be traveling 2 hours to go watch their football team on a Wednesday night? It was just bizarre to have a rivalry game like that. I thought it sucked. Like, that was one of my favorite memories of college is when we drove on a Saturday morning to Kalamazoo for the Western game and tailgated our asses off for hours. And Canopic got his Central flag stolen, and the Broncos were burning it in the parking lot. We found about 100 yards away. They had stolen and started burning it. So like, it was serious. The rivalry is real. If we weren't at the game on certain years, there was a significant police presence, because the history of that is crazy parties and rioting, even in the early 90s. That was even on CNN. I don't know how people got so fucking rowdy in the early 90s, because we couldn't. By the time I was there in the mid 90s, there was a police car essentially on every corner throughout campus and all the student housing areas. So we would party, but it was definitely muted compared to what they were doing in the 80s and 90s, but early 90s. But it just bugged me that they had such a cool rivalry on a Wednesday night, and it looked sad. And in fact, the first half was pretty sad as Central was trailing. But have you ever heard of Khalil Pimpleton?
No.
Well, he might be on some Heisman ballots, especially after last Wednesday, because he ran back not one but two punts for touchdowns. So he's actually among the leaders in touchdowns, I believe, in college football. So keep the name Khalil Pimpleton on your radar. But Central did win 42-30, capturing the victory cannon and the pride of all of the MAC world in Michigan. So yeah, I had to mention my alma mater before we get out of our college section for the week. So there you go. Fire up, Chips.
Thank you.